Hi, and welcome back to Scratch. Today we're going to make a meatloaf. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and share this recipe. For this, we'll need 1 pound of ground meat. I'm going to use a 1/4 pound of ground pork and 3/4 pounds of ground beef, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, 1 egg, a half cup of ketchup, half of a bell pepper, half of a yellow onion, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a tablespoon of minced garlic, a teaspoon of black pepper, a half teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of ground mustard. For the glaze, we'll need a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and a tablespoon each of balsamic vinegar and Worcestershire sauce. We'll start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, we'll start our meatloaf mixture. We'll start by cracking an egg and adding our Worcestershire sauce and ketchup and spices. Then we'll whisk those together until well combined. Then we'll whisk in our breadcrumbs and let those soak. While our breadcrumbs soak, we'll mince our onion and bell pepper. We'll start by cutting the onion in half to make it easier to peel. We'll set aside half of our onion for use in another recipe. We'll then cut off the top of our onion and thinly slice down it toward the core. Then we'll thinly slice across to dice the onion first, and then continue chopping the onion until it's minced. Once the onion is roughly minced, we'll add it to our breadcrumb mixture. Once we've minced our onion, we'll start on our bell pepper. We'll turn it upside down and halve it, and then we'll core the bell pepper, remembering to remove the seeds. We'll reserve half the bell pepper for use in another recipe. Once halved, then cored, we'll dice, then mince the bell pepper. Once we've roughly minced the bell pepper, we'll add those to our breadcrumb mixture as well. Finally, we'll add our 1 pound of ground meat. I'm adding a 1/4 pound of ground pork and 3/4 pounds of ground beef. And then we'll mix this by hand until well combined. Once our meatloaf mixture is well combined, we'll go ahead and spray a 1.5 quart loaf pan. Then we'll roughly shape our meatloaf mixture into a loaf and push it into our pan. Then we'll start mixing our glaze. We'll add a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and a tablespoon each of balsamic vinegar and Worcestershire sauce, and whisk those together. Once we've combined our glaze ingredients, we'll brush the glaze over our meatloaf. We'll do this before cooking so the glaze thickens up nicely during the cooking process. Once we've glazed our meatloaf, we'll put it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 to 50 minutes. It's been 45 minutes and we're going to check our meatloaf for doneness. If you'd like to use a meat thermometer, it should have an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. This meatloaf does look to be done. The glaze has thickened up quite nicely. We're going to remove it from the oven and allow it to rest for 10 minutes before slicing. And remember, if you like the content, please subscribe.